Hey there, thanks for watching. This is Christiana on the Well-Behaved Wallet, and I am here today to share with you the 5 questions I ask myself every morning to start the day feeling great, feeling confident and powerful, and feeling like I have within me the tools to succeed for the rest of the day. Now, I try to ask these before I even leave the house so that by the time I hit the ground, I am running, I am confident, I am in a good mental place. So this routine kind of came about at the beginning of the year. I wasn't feeling so great. I was feeling kind of unsteady and uncertain, and definitely I was in a funk. And I needed to know that I could take control. I needed to remind myself of the power that I had within me to affect my own mental outlook, because that was really what it came down to. I had lost my confidence. I had lost my drive. And really my courage to take on the world. So I was looking for a routine that would allow me to face the world feeling stronger in myself first. So I read a lot of Tony Robbins. I watch Mel Robbins here on YouTube. I have a lot of different sort of self-development, business productivity gurus that I have in my daily mental diet. But none of them, and they all sort of advocate a strong morning routine. Almost every single one advocates starting your day with a structured routine. But none of them really had exactly what I was looking for. Tony Robbins has this 7-minute routine, which is good. Mel Robbins has this journaling thing that she does, which is also good. But I needed something that would be quick, effective, and immediate, and that I didn't have to think about or write down or plan anything big for. Now, these 5 questions, you can absolutely write them down, and sometimes I do, but I needed just to be able to quickly run through them in my mind and be able to instantly produce results to myself for the world. Within myself in the way that I interact with the world, let me say it that way. So this also kind of comes from a place of me wanting to feel, again, confident in the way that I present myself, and it really helped me pull through a period where I wasn't feeling so confident at all. And so recently I was thinking that this would be a good thing to share, because around this time of year, it is essential that you keep a strong mental diet and that you're feeling confident in yourself, because with all the stresses that are coming at you from outside, it's just so important that you're able to control your outlook and be able to stay true and confident in yourself and in the plan and the paths that you've set out for yourself ahead of time, and not let the world's influences kind of jump in there. So I also do a morning devotion routine, and I have a video on that. It's super old, but that's the same routine that I use. I'll try to link it below if I can find it. And I still do that, and I've done that for maybe 10 years, and that is how I connect with a spiritual component. And usually I do that before I do these questions, because that's how I'm set up. But you can absolutely do them in any order. So that's what I've got. So I'm going to share those 5 questions, and I will tell you also my answers, because I'm always curious about how people answer these. And I also think it's helpful to kind of have a reminder of things that you can control that will help you feel positive and feel strong and feel confident. Okay, so without further ado, here are the 5 questions that I ask myself every morning. So number 1, what makes me feel secure? And that was important because around this time, at the beginning of the year, I wasn't feeling so secure. I was feeling kind of unmoored. I was feeling a little bit down on myself. So for me, what makes me feel secure? Ultimately, the only security I have for me is my spiritual connection, growth, and development. And for me, that's connecting with my higher power, who I choose to call God, who I know directs my destiny and who has my best interests in mind. I know that God loves me, He cares for me, and He has a plan for me. So that is the ultimate security that I have. And this is where my devotion routine comes in, and I use that to help cultivate that security. And whenever I'm feeling kind of uncertain, or I'm wondering what other people are going to do, whatever that comes up, I always remind myself that my ultimate security is found in my spiritual connection, and that I can control that security. If I at any point am feeling insecure, I remind myself that all I need to do is strengthen that spiritual connection, and it works like a charm. So that's that. And then, I mean, this is independent of like church or religion or any kind of politics or dogma. This is just me and my spiritual connection, and that helps. That makes me feel ultimate security. So question number 2 is what makes me feel stable? Because again, there was a lot of instability kind of going on at the beginning of the year, and I was feeling unstable as well, just in myself personally, and I felt some of that kind of growing up. I didn't really know what I could rely on as far as other people's actions, and maybe I didn't love the way that other people were acting, so I felt really unstable. For me, what makes me feel stable is having a plan. Sometimes you have a plan for every single letter of the alphabet. You have a plan A, B, C, D, E, F, L, M, Q, Z, right? But just having some type of a plan on how I am going to address a certain circumstance. And if that plan doesn't work, you go on to plan B. If that plan doesn't work, you go on to plan C. So for me, what makes me feel stable is having a plan. This is why I love paper planning. I love writing down my agendas and things to do, because that helps me feel stable. And sometimes it is not how things go, but having a plan and a direction definitely makes me feel more stable. Question number 3, what makes me feel joyful? And this is a big one, because feeling secure and stable, I feel like on the hierarchy of needs are like baseline. Like you just need to make sure your basic needs are taken care of, right? But joy is something that will lift you up a level. So once you're feeling, you got your basic baseline needs taken care of, what is going to lift you up to that level of joy? And for me, what makes me feel joyful and the things that I can control are noticing the beauty around me. So at this time of year in the Northeast, it's the leaves changing. I love watching the leaves change. And sorry, to go back to that question, how do I answer what makes me feel joyful? Noticing the beauty around me. So it could be the leaves changing. It could be the beautiful sunshine. It could be the beautiful clouds. It could be noticing the kids that I happen to see passing, or an interaction that I might have had. These are things that I can notice and say, hey, that makes me feel joy. And it's taking something, noticing something, appreciating something in the outside world that I bring into myself and allow that to make me feel this feeling that is wonderful and positive and that I want to feel every day on a daily basis. And it completely changes my outlook. It's like adding a little sparkle to my outlook, to use a girly term, but it really is so effective, because you realize how much control I really have over my mindset in the day-to-day, in a very practical way. So number 4, the question is, what makes me feel inspired? And I've determined that for me, what makes me feel most inspired is to interact with the thoughts and ideas and creations of other people, and to be very conscious about that. So it might be like yesterday, it was a really well-written article from a subscription service that I'm reading. It just kind of came into my inbox, and I was like, I was intrigued by the title, so I read it, and I really appreciated the author's outlook, and it made me kind of view the world a little bit differently, and I was like, oh, that's really cool. If anyone's wondering, it was an article from the New Yorker on a review of this Netflix special. And it made me completely think about this in a different way. And I actually went to my Netflix queue and added that to my watch list, because I was so intrigued and I so appreciated this author's outlook. And that inspired me to take a step and to watch that, but also to kind of interact with the world differently. I'm a writer. I like to write. I don't like to write. I like expressing my thoughts through writing. But it sparked ideas in me, and I actually kind of want to go back and read that article, because it was so much fun to interact with those ideas in that way. So it could be anything from a painting to a piece of music, or maybe a talk or a lecture that someone's given, a video that someone else has done. These are things that all help me to feel inspired and uplifted, and they keep me kind of active and vibrant. And that really leads to a really wonderful, wonderful feeling. So it's super important for me to feel inspired on a daily basis by interacting with other people's ideas, thoughts, and creations. Question number 5, what makes me feel proud? And this is key, I think, and that's why I saved it for the end, is because this is something that, it doesn't come and go, but it's something that is great for me to start my day out with, because I think, okay, what do I feel proud about? And for me, what makes me feel proud is doing a good job. Doing a job that I can take pride in, doing well at something, whether it is something as simple as folding my laundry and putting away my clothes, which doesn't always happen, or really taking time to make sure the dishes are all done, or doing a really good job at a presentation at work, or doing great in a report, or writing a piece that I feel confident in. These are things that make me feel proud, and if I start the day with that in mind, I think, okay, what am I going to do today that will make me feel proud tomorrow? And I will take the time to maybe give a little bit more when I'm in the middle of something, just a little tiny bit more, to move that job from just okay to, hey, this is something I can feel proud in. This is something that I've done that is a good job that I can take pride in. Sometimes it's also interacting with people, like, oh, like I'm proud of the way I handled that situation, or I'm proud of the way that I interacted with that challenging personality. So I can take pride in that. Take healthy, confident pride in that. That's really important. So that is how I end those series of 5 questions. And I will also leave these all down below. But this is how I've started my day for the past, I want to say, 3 months or so. So this just came about recently. But it has been a game changer for me. And let me tell you, if you are searching for something, especially during this holiday season, something that will help you kind of give you that extra level of feeling good, confidence, security, encouragement, then these 5 questions have been super helpful for me, and I hope that they are helpful for you too. So as always, I thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, let me know below, or if you want to let me know how you start your day, that would be super. I'd love to hear that, because I love hearing people's morning routines. I think it's so important to have a routine that you can rely on that will help you feel moored and anchored as things around you might change. So thank you again for watching, and I hope, as always, that you will keep watching. Bye.